And now let's cross over to the county of Uasin Gishu, and we're getting our conversation on the price of unga and the whole value chain, as it were, into top gear. And we're now crossing over there where we have Kennedy Muriithi standing by, because the Senate has been in the county for the week that has been, and they're still there. And Kennedy is going to kick off the conversation with us. He's got a senator who is going to be speaking to on this. Kennedy, give us an update of what's happening there and what the sentiments are about this price of unga.
Well done. It's been a very busy week here, as it is the fourth day when senators are meeting, and it has been a packed week with regards to some of the committees that they are holding, the plenary and everything else. Yesterday was the hallmark of their stay here in Uasin Gishu County, where senators had to come face to face with maize farmers in this county, and sentiments flew at that particular meeting, whereby the farmers felt like the country's leadership is not at all concerned with their grievances. And actually, we even saw at one particular time there was a tiff between some senators and maize farmers at that particular meeting. And this is a really emotive matter with regards to the farmers of this region, whereby they feel they have been shortchanged for quite some time with regards to maize, and it has actually been used as a political tool. You'll remember in the run-up to the 2017 elections done, the government came with a strategy where unga had gone down to 90 shillings, and immediately after elections, quite some time after, then maize the price of unga shot up. And this is something that the farmers themselves have been complaining about, that it has been used as a tool because, one, it is one of the staple foods that we have as a country. But right now I'm joined by one of the senators from this region, whom I have adjudged as they are going to a committee. And we want to understand, yesterday there was a meeting and farmers were very mad at you senators. But one other thing that you're being accused is that you're using the maize and unga issue as a political tool to advance your agenda. You want to stand at public barazas and say that we are going to stand with you as farmers, but then again, that's where it ends.
No. I think if we have seized the matter as a Senate, and that is why we have formed the hard doc on maize, no one is using, I'm not aware of any leader from this region who is using maize as a political tool. But the main issues we came reality to yesterday is that as a Senate, we did form an hard doc on maize after realizing we had challenges. Yesterday, the reason even we are going round, we had gone up to Malapa border over the weekend, the Trans Nzoia, and yesterday we are in Uasin Gishu, tomorrow will be Nandi County. Those issues, we wanted to get the real issues, because people have been sitting in Nairobi and making decisions on behalf of the farmers, and therefore it has given us an opportunity to listen to the challenges. And we have realized there are so many challenges, especially importation of maize. We need to address the issue of even devolving fully now the National Cereals and Produce Board, and we are still thinking about that, so that all counties run their own strategic food reserve at the level, or the National Cereals and Produce Board have an opportunity to be there. And therefore, let us allow time for us to, after listening during the public hearing, which is for the important basis, then we go and ventilate through the issues, because we have discussed with the Ministry of Treasury, who normally issue the gazette notices of importation. We have discussed with the Kenya Revenue Authority. We have discussed with Ethics and Anti-Corruption, and those are the questions we were telling the Anti-Corruption they should not write a cautionary letter. We should pay the farmers first, and that has been our stand, so that the farmers are paid immediately as soon as possible.
Now, Senator Samson Cherargei, there is this matter that is really being discussed so much, and farmers want an assurance that when you'll be preparing this report, it will not just lie at the table of Senate, but implementing it is going to be at the core of it. Now that you have an ad hoc committee, what is its mandate, and how long is it supposed to be there for it to give these recommendations? Remember, farmers who were speaking yesterday, and I believe you were at that meeting, the farmers feel like they are alone.
No, the farmers are on loan. They have a friend called Senate. And I want to assure, if Kenyans want to see an example, you remember the hard doc committee chaired by Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. on Solar Dam strategy. Our recommendation, the owner was arrested. Among other senior government officials were arrested. So this hard doc committee, the recommendations will not lie idle. We'll make one of the radical recommendations on how to sort out the maize crisis issue in this country. And if anybody is found culpable, and we are happy that DPP is doing his work, most of the senior officials, including the PS, have been arrested, and those matters are in court. We'll make radical recommendations so that we don't have maize crisis in the next planting season. I'm aware the maize crop is already ready, and the others is still in store. We want to resolve that issue once and for all, so that farmers can get value for their money once and for all, and ensure also they continue farming and feeding Kenyans.
Now, there's the other question. Yesterday, the Minister for Agriculture came out and said that we want maize capped at 75 shillings. Now, he's not putting into effect the other issues that have gone up. Probably with this 8% VAT on fuel, we are also looking at all these other factors that make unga, but we're not looking at the pricing. Probably are maize farmers going to be affected, or are the maize millers going to be affected with regards to the 75 shillings cap and the other issues that have gone up in pricing?
No, I want to agree. The biggest challenge that farmers face in this region, and some of us have them, is because of lack of full subsidy. If we can get subsidy farm inputs, especially through the program of fertilizers, it will make cheaper, apart from the diesel that we use in tractors in planting season. I know with the VAT now, diesel pricing will go up. It will affect the overall pricing. And even as we talk, the farmers are not, we are not happy with the pricing that the Ministry of Agriculture has given. And we hope when the maize crop is ready, the one bag of maize should go at least for 3,500, because the inputs are expensive. Now that we're adding VAT on diesel, now it will mean the cost of tilling or cultivating shambas will go up. Therefore, if you cap now 75 shillings per kilo, it means the farmer will not get value for the money. And that is why you'll find many farmers are moving to coffee or to going to tea, because they no longer see value in planting maize. And that is what we don't want to do. We want to encourage maize farmers to continue farming, but we must give them value for their money. Say that when they are working hard and ensuring they cultivate, they continue to feed Kenyans at a good price. But the government now should see, maybe the VAT, we say the VAT on fuel should be zero rated. That has been my position. And maybe we should also relook at the giving full subsidy in terms of fertilizers. In this county, we have a fertilizer plant here near Cheptiret. We want that to work so that we don't incur importation costs when we are bringing fertilizer, so that the metric tons that we are bringing, and we need to do research in consultation with the Institute of Agriculture, the county governments, so that we do the best fertilizer that is needed in the region where maize is planted, so that we get maximum production of maize in this region.
Well, Senator, at this particular time, even as we speak, my colleague Lois Wangoi has a panel that has farmers in it, and they want an assurance from the Senate. Now that you're saying even the ad hoc committee is going to be making far-reaching recommendations, what can you tell that farmer who is seated right now and they are looking at you, looking at the Senate, thinking that probably the Senate is going to be our savior this time round?
One, we want the farmers that did supply maize and have not been paid to be paid promptly, and that is why we oppose the letter written by EACC. Number two, we are going to make a recommendation that we zero rate the fuel, especially diesel, among other fuel used by low-income earners, so that the cost of production should not go up. Secondly, on the issue of VAT on fuel and the issue of diesel, we should also ensure that it's affordable so that our farmers. And third is we ensure we have full subsidy. I mean, it is important that as a country, yet we pride ourselves producing maize, yet we do not have a fertilizer plant within even the North Rift region. The government now will make a far-reaching implementation. The fourth one is I want to assure that we were pushing for National Cereals and Produce Board to be fully devolved, sites that are managed by the county governments across the 47 counties. That because we realize the people who make decisions are in Nairobi, they are not necessarily on the ground, and yet that is where the decisions matter. And I think that is what it is. But I want to assure farmers, the report that the ad hoc Senate on maize will come up, it will have far-reaching and radical changes that will ensure we sort the maize crisis in 2018. I want to assure farmers by 2019, as a Senate, we will push and ensure that we don't have any further crisis going forward.
But, Senator, before I let you go, there is one assurance that you've made, and probably it will be very good that you clarify. The price or the VAT on fuel is a done deal, and the National Assembly already did with it. Now, how come you're assuring farmers that you're going to make sure that it is going to be affordable, yet it's a done deal?
You know, on the VAT, you realize that counties, their money was slashed by 9.8 billion. according to advisory opinion number 2 of Supreme Court 2013, they said you cannot discuss on the budgets that involve counties without the concurrence of the Senate. So we have in fact requested the Speaker to discuss this issue of VAT at the Senate level, because we are trying to push and ensure. That is why we are saying overall the Treasury, we are saying that let us, the KRA, be more creative and increase tax base, so that we are still pushing. And you remember there are members of Parliament who have moved to court to challenge. So we are exploring the mediation committee that the Constitution has provided, so that we receive that the VAT on the issue of fuel, especially the diesel and paraffin that is being used by the low-income earners, is brought back to zero.
Well, Senator, I'll let you go. I can see some senators are waiting for you as you're leading a delegation. But that is the status as it is right now, Dan and Lois, who is also in our Eldoret studio. But this matter on maize has actually been an emotive one. And yesterday we witnessed emotions running very high when the senators were meeting with the farmers from this region. And one of the clarion calls that was coming up is that the senators and the government is playing politics with farmers. Probably what the farmers that are with Lois in studio will be telling us how it is and what their recommendations would want, or how they would want Senate to look at this matter. We've had Senator Cherargei saying that this ad hoc committee is going to be making far-reaching recommendations. Whether these recommendations are going to be adopted is another matter. So probably, Dan, we're looking at this matter. VAT on fuel has gone up. Everything has gone up, and Senator Cherargei says they are not in agreement with what Minister Kiunjuri said yesterday, that a 2-kilogram packet should be capped at 75. This is a ripple effect that probably will go all the way to the farmers, as millers will be buying this maize at a cheaper price. Thus, the farmer who is expecting that his bag is going to be bought at 3,500 is actually not going to get it. Back to you, Dan, in studio.
Thank you very much, Kennedy Muriithi, and speaking to the Nandi Senator Cherargei for that insight.